we are gonna create a free auto blocker using N8N Local. So here I already covered how you can set up the N8N Locally. So just follow the link in the description below. And I'm gonna begin creating the workflow so that we can use Gemini or the Google API to create a free auto blocker. So we will have the text generation or the article and then the image if we need the featured image. But just be mindful, guys. So this free API of Gemini, there will be a limit which you need to consider if you are going to use the free tier. So there is a limit, so we're gonna check that. Since we're gonna use the Flash experimental, so there will be a limit of 10 requests per minute. Alright, so you can, I think, create, so I don't think you want me creating large volume of particles, so I think this is good enough for you if you're just trying to structure maybe 20 to 30 articles for your new blog. So let's start and set up our N8N auto blogging. So first I'm gonna run this so that I'll be able to run N8N locally. So you can see I just need to type this in my terminal. So once you see here, editor is now accessible via this address. So you're gonna copy this. Alright, so it's now accessible. If it's the first time you are running here, you need to create an account locally. Since I already set up this before, so it directs me to this window. What I just need to do is create a new workflow. So this will be free. It's running locally, so you can run unlimited workflow as long as your computer is turned on. So the very first step is, of course, we will need to gather keywords. Now we're gonna connect this to Google Sheet again. My setup of Google Sheet instruction is in the description below, so you just need to follow that. Now here we're gonna first select the trigger manually for now, and then the second workflow will be the Google Sheet, right? So here we're gonna grab keywords from the row of our Google Sheet. So I have the connection already. So again, it's in the description below how you're gonna connect your Google Sheet here in your N8N locally. Here in our blank Google Sheet, let's get some topic first. So here I'm gonna use SEMrush to gather some keywords. So I'll go to Keyword Magic Tool. Let's say our topic will be around dog food. So let's get some keyword ideas related to dog food. Click on search. So we've got 400,000 keywords related to dog food. So let's go to questions, and here let's take some good keywords right here that we can create articles and featured image. So let me copy some long tail keywords right here. So I just grab 5 keywords, I'll copy them and paste it here in our blank spreadsheet. So here, to be able to create, I am following a template. So here on the column A, this will be the list of our keywords, and this one will be the status. So we will know what will be the keyword we will be generating in our local N8N setup. So this will all be pending. So we will grab one keyword at a time and then generate a content and then generate a featured image. Now the next thing that I want to do is set up a connection to this spreadsheet. So here we're gonna name our spreadsheet as dog food. So going back to N8N, now we will be able to select the document from here. You will see right here, that's the spreadsheet. So if you set up the Google Sheet connection properly, you will be able to see the full list of your documents. Now here in the sheet number, so it will be the sheet number 1. And this is very important to remember. We have to add filter because we will need to grab one keyword at a time for our automation to run correctly. So let's click this add filter. And here we're going to select the status. So we will grab the status pending. That's the only filter we need. And here we will need to add option. And in the option, select this return only first matching row. And don't forget to toggle that on and click this test setup. There you go. As you can see, we are able to grab our first keyword. All right. What I want to do is generate an image first or generate an article. It's up to you guys which one. But for now, let's generate the image. So we will be using this API right here, image generation. So you have free API calls with limited calls if you are in a free plan. So we're gonna use this endpoint right here. You can't grab your API key. So you can see you will need your Gemini API key by going to Google AI Studio and then click this get API key. And here create API key. So we're gonna do that. All right, so this is the API key that we're going to use in this example. So you copy this, save it somewhere. All right, now here we're going to grab this. We will need this endpoint till here. Key, copy this. So this is for image. All right. So to be able to set that up, we will need the HTTP request right here. And let's check. This should be post. The method will be post. So we're going to select post right here. And we copy the URL right there. So once you added the URL right here, at the end, here we will need to append your API key that you copied earlier. So just paste it right there. So hopefully what we are doing is correct. Now let's go back to the guide, the guidelines. So this H means we will need a header. So this is the E and this is the value. So we're going to add a header. So just toggle this. And content type will be the application/JSON. Just paste that right there. That's the header. Image prompt. We will need to structure this JSON. Maybe we copy this and head back to our HTTP request here in N8N. Here we're going to toggle this send body. And here, as you can see, the type will be JSON and the body parameter. So that is using JSON. So we select this using JSON and we can paste it right here. So let's just paste this. All right. So this should be the prompt, let's say, but this area right here, it should be the dynamic data from the keyword. Now we delete this and replace it with this keyword. So here in N8N, you can just drag this over. So just in the middle of this double quote right there. So here, did it allow? No. So we cut, just cut. This is the get in order for you to get the data from the spreadsheet. So we're going to paste that right there. All right, look at this. So here you can see the result. It is actually rendering the text or the keyword that we will be passing. So this will generate the image. All right. Don't worry guys, so if this works, I'm gonna export this below so you can simply download and import that in your end. Alright, so now I think we have the image, so we're gonna test if this is going to work. I'm not sure if this is going to work for the first time, so let's click this test step. Oh, look at this. Alright, it looks like it just generated a text article based on the keyword. So we need an image, but because we didn't mention it, we didn't mention in here, we just add this how long dogs can go without food. We have to append our actual prompt. Create, I'm gonna tell the Gemini to create an image of this or about, and then our keyword right here. So create an image about this one. So this should work. I don't want to exhaust my free tier API call, but hopefully this will work now. So let's click this test step. There you go. So this is what we need, guys. The data right here. All right, so it's working. So this data will be our image. So later on, once we rename this to PNG, so as you can see, the mine type will be PNG. So I'm going to show you later. So we're done generating an image. Now let's generate the text article. So here we just gonna copy this because it will be the same format. So we duplicate this, right, and then connect it right here. So this will be, when we open this, this will be the text article. So what we just need to do is remove this, and then we will just say, write a comprehensive article with the right SEO formatting and has, let's say, 2,000 words about the keyword right here. So here it won't work because the previous step was not the Google Sheet, all right? The previous step was this HTTP request for image. So what we're gonna need is, again, drag this keyword right here because it will be a different referencing. The reference will be different. So we, again, drag this so we get the actual value. Oh, there you go. Now, this N8N UI is really nice and helpful, so it can show you what will be the result once you create this, unlike make.com. So that's why I'm starting to like N8N as my primary automation tool. So here, write a comprehensive article about, and then this is our main topic. So let's see. Hopefully I won't exhaust my free tier because again, it has a rate limit because I'm using the free one. So let's test this if it's going to return Guys, there you go. It took some few seconds to return because we requested for 2,000 words. So hopefully this has 2,000 words maybe. Doesn't matter because this is a free one. So you can use this to start your blog. Now we have the image, we have the article. What we just need to do is post this to, let's say, our WordPress. So here in Circuit AI Online, we have the WordPress helper right here. So if you want to post that to your WordPress, I have here credentials of my WordPress website. So I'm going to use that. So here in the credentials, I'm going to use one of my website, which is this one. All right, hopefully this still works. So the identifier is this. What you just need to do, so again, click this, go to the home page, open that in a new tab. So scroll down here in the WordPress helper automation and then just fill this in so that you will be able to post that in your WordPress. So let's do another HTTP request in our N8N. All right, and then let's copy the details. So obviously that will be method is equals to post. And then here, this is the request URL WordPress post, copy this, paste the URL, and then authentication will be none. This send query parameters will be none. Then headers will be this one, content type, and then this. So we're gonna copy the value and we type this content dash type. So here the name will be content dash type, and then the value will be this one. And then toggle this send body. And the body content earlier it was JSON. Now it should be form URL encoded because that's the content type we are declaring here in the header. Now we're gonna need several body parameters which we can grab from here. So we get the username, have the username which is our Circuit AI Online username right here. Paste it right there. Add another parameter which is the identifier there, and then the value. Of course, you can add multiple WordPress here with multiple WordPress credentials. So we're gonna post here in our sample WordPress. Paste the identifier right there. And another parameter, which is the post title right there. And the post title will be which one? Our keyword from Google Sheets. So this one right here. I want this to be in camel format because this is a title. So I'm just not sure what will be the text helper because in make.com you can add a text helper right here to make this in camel format. Well, let me just check here. So I ended up just adding another column right here so that won't be too complex on figuring out how to do this with formatting because this will be the title in our WordPress. So I just added a formula here in spreadsheet which you can use. So you're gonna drag this. So all of this will become in this format. So it will be a proper heading in our WordPress when we post it. Now what I will need to do in the post title, instead of keywords will be, so this one is camel case. Let's make this without a space. So that's underscore. So we can easily reference it here. We're gonna just change this to camel case just like that. So let's see. It's not defined yet because we haven't run it. So we go back here and then double click this and then click this test step. Now we have this camel case. So we can now reference it to this one. So going back here. All right. So click this. So you will see the previous data. It took some time, guys, when you click that execute. I think when you click that execute button, it will again call the API, the HTTP request of both the image and the text. So don't do that, guys, if you are trying to save your free API call, because again, it will execute the process again when you click that. So make sure you correctly have the value before you configure everything, or you can just download this workflow that I'm setting up. I will be putting this in the description below. So post title will be this camel case. As you can see, this is the one. And then I'm just trying to figure it out. How can we, so because this, we should be processing this data. All right, we should process this data actually. There should be a step before we will be posting this, so we can figure that out later. Let me just complete this. So post title, and then we have the post content. I guess it's post content. All right, right there, post content. Paste it right there. Obviously, post content will be this one, but this is in Markdown formatting. But I think WordPress will be able to handle Markdown formatting. We will see. We can modify that later. So it's Markdown formatting, as you can see here, but I'm guessing WordPress will be able to convert that if we post the Markdown formatting. We will check. Now, again, add parameter. The next one is the post status will be publish. Post status will be publish. And here, because we will be adding image and we haven't processed because this should be the PNG data. What I wanted to do is before this step, I will be adding other workflow here. So we're gonna disconnect this and we will be adding a new step right here to process the data. So I think we are looking to have this extract from file. So this is the convert binary data to JSON. So we're going to try this. And here, this one, move file to base 64 string. All right, guys. So after a few research, we ended up needing to use this API to upload the image, the binary image, because the response of the Gemini image generation, it is in binary. So it doesn't have the direct URL. So what we need to do is upload it to a temporary location that will provide us a URL like this. So this is the URL that we will get. And then we will be able to apply that or add that in the image URL of this WordPress post so that we will have the featured image. So it's very easy to implement, guys. So you just need to create an account here in imgbb.com. All right. So once you have an account, go to api.imgbb.com, and then here you will be able to find your API key. All right. So just click the get API key and this will immediately appear. Now you just need to add this, all right, as the endpoint. So look at what we did here. So this is the endpoint, and then just enable this send query params. So this should be enabled, and then add key. All right, that's one parameter that you will add, and then the value which you found. Make sure you enable the send body, and then add one body parameter which is image, and then drag this, the response of the Gemini image generator. So this data right here, just drag that right here in the value of body parameters. Okay, there's one more fields in this send query parameter so that we will be able to have the proper file name, which what I want is the keyword itself. All right, so drag that over. The keyword itself will be along the send query parameters with the API key, and then this one, the file name, so it will be dynamic. So based on the keyword, that's the file name. And then don't forget to enable the send body. All right, and then this one, and you will get this data, the response. So this URL right here is what we will need to be added here. All right, now the last step that I wanted to add is, of course, we will mark the status of this one to done. So we can add that. So add another Google Sheets. So this time we will select update row, and of course select your Google Sheet connection and select your file. And then of course it's sheet number 1. Now here, what we need to update is the status column. Just update it to done. Now in this one, you see the columns to match on, select your row number. All right, this row number will be coming from the first step. Okay, so execute the previous nodes. All right, so here we're gonna need the row number. Okay, so what we're gonna update. All right, so this will become dynamic. So in case you are generating the next row, so this will be changing. All right, now I think our step is done. So we should now generate the next. So let's just quickly mark this as done, and let's generate this next one here. What foods are toxic to dogs? Okay, now over to our complete scenario. We're ready to generate the first end-to-end scenario of our free auto blogger. All right, as you can see right here, workflow executed successfully. We should now see the post. Let's go to WordPress. This is our post, what foods are toxic to dogs, and let's view. All right, guys, there you go. That's our topic and that's our featured image. And this is our article right here. Look at this. This is a long form article. It's actually achieving the 2000 words. I'm not sure, maybe. But the problem here is it's not rendering the markdown. So that's an easy fix because here, before we post, we need to process the output because look at the output right here. It's in markdown. So we have to do markdown to HTML. I think in N8N there is a function. So let's see. Alright, so here, this one, convert data between Markdown and HTML. So we're gonna select this. So we have to do Markdown to HTML, and then the Markdown will be, of course, this one. Alright, and destination key, I don't think we need that. So let's test this. So when you see this problem right here, it usually, what just need to do is save, alright, and then just reload your N8N, alright. I'm not sure, for some reason, sometimes it stopped. Now again, let's see. Okay, there you go. That's our output right there. Okay, now we'll change the value of this post to WordPress. So the content, that be the content. So this post content should be this one, the data right here. All right, so we remove this and then just drag this. So the HTML format now, that be the HTML from Markdown that we got from here. So what we're gonna do now is execute another. So I think this has all the complete scenario that we require to do our free auto blogging. Let's do this. So it should now execute this one. How much dog food should I feed? Alright, looks to be our scenario is successful. Now we should see the correct formatting, which is the HTML format. So this is our post. How much dog food should I feed my dog? So we should see a featured image. Featured image did not appear. So SAP for season, but this one, we should improve our prompt. But as you can see, it's transformed to HTML formatting. All right. So we have a decent number of words. We will just need to check why the image did not appear. So this one correctly generated the image, I think. Right. So we have the image right here, and it didn't upload to this one. So we copy this. So that's the image. How much dog food should I feed my dog? For season, it did not upload here. What I'm thinking, why it's not uploading, it's because the image is too big. All right. There is an option here to select only the medium size. All right. So we're going to select this medium size so that we will be sure, because I'm selecting the full here, full image size would have a large size file image. So I'm gonna select this URL of the medium size so that we will be sure that we are just getting the optimized image. All right. We still have one more keyword here. It's pure balance, a good dog food. So we will generate that. So here we're gonna choose just the medium. All right. This URL medium one. So hopefully this one should work end to end. Again, let's test it. Right, seems to be completed. So as you can see, and let's check. So that's the post is pure balance. I do good dog food, and there you go. That's the image. So yeah, it's too big. I just selected the image medium, but as you can see right there, we have the featured image. So you just need to, edit your themes to center align this image so it looks better. But that's it, guys. So this is a free auto blogger. So the automation tool that we use, N8N, which we self-hosted, it's free. And the model that we are using is the Gemini 2.0 with the image generator, which is also free. So you can use this approach if you want to grow your new blog, if you want to create contents in your new blog. At the quality of the post, it's not that good as Article AI generator. From what I can see, you can see H2. You can improve the prompt if you want. You just need to modify this right here. You can improve the prompt right here. All right, write a better prompt if you want to enhance the output of this content right here. That's the concept, guys. So I think will be useful for you if you want to save money and save time creating contents. And that's about it. So leave in the comment below. Let me know what you think, and please leave a like. See you on the next one.